In a new wiki installation, you see a nicely formatted homepage that you, of course, want to customize to your own needs at one point. And we will take a look at how to do that. You will notice there is no edit button on this page because this page is formatted like a portal page and the title section is actually hidden. In that case, you can click on All Actions and Edit. And here you see Visual Editor has a little problem at correctly displaying these cards or tiles, but you could still edit them. If you want to add a new card, it's already a little difficult and it won't be possible in visual editing mode. So you can go ahead and switch into source editing mode. And here you see you're greeted by a lot of formatting tags. And yeah, it looks like a little bit of work to get this page customized. So sometimes this source code looks like this. Or depending on your BlueSpice version, you will see that it looks a little different. And here we have a formatting where the actual text is located in templates. So in either case, it looks a little complicated to maintain this homepage. Let me show you an easier solution. First, I delete the sample content and I create my own page sections simply by adding headings and content to the page. And always start each section with a main heading. And here I just add different types of content. A smart list that allows me to show the latest changes in the wiki. And also a news section where I simply manually enter some news in a table format. And let me just skip ahead a little bit so that we have a table in here. So let's save our content. As a next step, I need to grab a little code snippet from the BlueSpice help desk. For this, I switch to en.wiki.bluespice.com and I type in the word cards in the search box. I can go to a page that's called Displaying Page Sections as Cards, which is exactly what we want to do on our home page. There you see a code block and we copy that into our clipboard and we have to paste this code into our own style sheet on the wiki, which is located at mediawiki:common.css. And here we have some code to open a so-called HTML container. So again, I copy that in my clipboard and paste it into my main page. When you paste that code with Ctrl V, you will most likely see that some extra code is added, which we don't want here, and you actually have to remove it. And copy your clipboard content instead with Ctrl Shift V in clear text. So now we see we have copied our clipboard content correctly. And that opens our layout container. And here in source code, we see the page formatted in wiki text. And in wiki text, our headings start with 2 equal signs. So above the first heading, we add our div container. And then at the end of the section, we have to close the container by adding a slash in the container tag. We do that for each section. Open container, close, open, close, and open our last container, and then at the end close it. And since at the very top we started our wrapping container, we also have to close that opening wrapper as well. And let's save the page. And as you see, we created some cards. Since we have more than 3 sections on our page, the wiki automatically added a table of contents. So we go into the page settings and turn off the table of contents by setting it to never show. While we're in the settings, I click on Advanced Settings and I also change the title section to hide. And here you see now only the tiles are left. So there are a few more things to do here. We of course want the page to have a title. So I again go into edit mode and then I add my own page title. I simply type in the title I want and then format it as page title. And we save the page. So that already looks pretty good. Of course, later I can go back in my source code and add more content. Here I add an input box that makes it easier for people to create new articles in my wiki. Maybe some pictures. Now I could also break up my cards into differently formatted card sections. The way to do that is to simply close this wrapper after the section where you want the formatting to end, and then open a new card wrapper wherever you want to start the next card section. So here we close our first card wrapper and add a second one. And for the second wrapper, I, for example, don't want to show the background. And that's actually what it looks like. Here you see different formatting options. You can have a 3-column layout with frame and so on. So as you see, it's pretty easy to work in source editing mode in the wiki and create a card layout in just a few minutes.